Welcome, sisters.
Greetings.
If our mission in St. Louis did not focus on the 10th incarnation of Vishnu, it could focus on anything?
Your mission can focus on whatever you want it to focus on. My mission is Govindava and the War of Silence, which is the war of violence against women and children. Govindava is a champion of the War of Silence. This is the final war, or whatever.
So,
Your final war can be whatever you want.
but don't they have to be connected as part of the same fellowship? In some...
We're accepting of all truths.
But mythologically, shouldn't we have some connection?
No. Only if you want to.
Then what binds us as a fellowship?
That we're accepting of all truths.
And all non-truths.
It's this idea that, like, if we accept all truths as true, then there's going to be contradictions, so nothing can be true. But then there is no other. So it's like, how can there be an us without a them, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if we have to bind everything together in a comprehensive mythology, then we're not accepting of all truths. So it becomes us bound together in our comprehensive mythology, and them, the people that don't agree with that mythology, which is just religion, which isn't what we want. That's not what the performance is about.
It's about unity.
It's about, like, everyone is us. Everyone is in the fellowship of the incarnate divine. As soon as we accept a truth, that person is in the fellowship of the incarnate divine, whether they want to be or not, because we've accepted their truth.
Chris, you want to come?
Yeah.
You're an apostle.
What's the movie about?
It is about, well, we're documenting our prophetic journey that we're on. We're prophets and we founded a religion.
So you know I'm going to ask you for spare change then?
I don't have any spare change. I can give you some M&Ms. The religion is called the Fellowship of the Incarnate Divine. I don't know what the documentary is called.
Is that real?
I mean, as real as any religion, I guess.
I like the way you answered that.
I was actually wondering if you guys had any truths you would like to add to the religion, because we're accepting of all truths. So if there's just anything,
That's all you, man.
Like sunlight more than rain. That's all I can think of there.
Sister Jaitunava,
Yes.
did you have a truth?
Do. I do. I, Sister Jaitunava, am, there's a few parts to this. I love my family, but for various reasons, my extended family and I have not been very good at being close to each other. And I know that a lot of that is on me, especially now that I'm an adult. And one of the main obstacles right now is that for most of them, I am not ready to tell them my truth. One of my truths. One of the really important ones for this time of my life. They are used to thinking they are used to thinking of me as their granddaughter, niece, etc. And that is not who I am. And I'm searching for ways to tell them, but I am afraid. But I have not given up. That is my truth.
I, Sister Sramava, accept your truth.
I, the sister of the forgotten name, accept your truth.
Thank you.
I, Sister Chris, accept your truth.
Don't leave me hanging.
You're being pounded.
Okay.
Okay.
Make it rain.
Give me that.
Oliver.
How does this work?
Somehow, I think, you have to impart that intellectual quest, but in fairly straightforward and clear terms, so that it matters to them. And you know, I also believe that art, while it is obvious that it has to matter deeply to the person who does it, it also has to matter to the people who see it.
Yeah.
You know, art for art's sake doesn't get anybody very far. There's a line somewhere in there, I believe, of mental illness even. Because I've known lots of people who suffer severely from depression who make art for themselves and never let it out. There's actually a question about the origin of art and whether it doesn't have something to do with mental illness.
It's a therapeutic function.
I mean, I actually think it's an evolutionary function. That in some sense, in the earliest societies, the priests probably are those who have the ability to go beyond their selves through trance, through devices that reflect things like depression,
Yeah.
which means that they could never have done it unless the human organism had evolved in its brain to a point where depression was possible. And I understand that's what you're trying to touch here, is that piece of internalized communication in graphic, musical performance, you know, in what we call artistic contexts, but that gives meaning not just to the artist's life, but to everybody's life. You need to explain, that's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meaning. And the meaning can be, you know, there's really only one meaning that really matters. And that's, why do I die?
Yeah.
Why am I gone? Everybody confronts that from the very beginning, because there's no answer. God. I mean, that's where God is, right there. That nexus of my consciousness, the world I live in, and the fact that at some point that consciousness flickers out.
I have a truth. Sister Jaitunava,
Yes.
as Sister Sramava, and as the prophet of the incarnate divine, it's my responsibility not to voice my truth, but to voice the truth of the voiceless. In an execution of that responsibility, I can do this.
Thank you. I know what this means.
Sister Sramava, I accept your truth.
Sister Shamala. Sister Stramava, I accept your truth.
Sister Sramava,